Hi, Graham. Thanks for making the time to catch up with me.
Well, thanks, George, for the opportunity as well to talk about this.
So, in terms of when you've come across this in the past, what techniques have you used to manage that software and utilize it into the future, so that and what value did the software have that you could draw on?
Yeah, sure. And again, this has probably taken a few learnings from different organisations, but I think the pattern is somewhat common or systematic or symptomatic of this. The little piece of orphan software is doing its job fine every day, and because it then becomes pretty much a black box to that part of the organisation and the team that may have created or spawned it, everything's working well until it doesn't, and then it suddenly becomes that squeaky hinge. And you would then turn to your IT department to say, hey, look, I've come in today and this little piece of software that we've had for the last 2 years suddenly stopped working. Can you help us? And the IT organisation, they're shocked. It's like, well, what is this? No, we can't help you. We have no documentation on it. We don't know where it's broken. There's no vendor for us to reach out to engage. And it could be something as innocent as, the organisation's updated the version of their desktop environment or their operating systems or a network, or a piece of software that needs to be updated has this impact on the orphan that it can't work with that new piece of software. So it becomes a critical moment. And what happens is this innocent little piece of orphan software can then suddenly become quite a hold up to a bigger project in a company. So, they might need to do security patching or vulnerability patching to their environment, and they can't for this business area because they need this piece of software that isn't legitimate in the terms of the organization because they haven't had an owner for it. They haven't someone to maintain or understand it. And suddenly this piece of software becomes a critical roadblock to a broader program. And that's usually when the orphan software gets all the attention, because now people know about it. Now the shadow IT environment gets that light cast upon it, and it becomes quite important where you have people say, well, guys, what is this thing? You need to get rid of it. And that usually is the trigger for the oh what moment of, okay, what are we going to do now? We don't even understand, or we don't even have a vendor for this. Our own technology team don't want to go near it because it doesn't fit within in their remit, and it's holding something strategic up or something important up. So what do we do? And suddenly that becomes the critical moment, and usually it becomes a lot of stress and pressure because you've got to do something quickly. You also then have peeled back the Band-Aid enough that you also need a longer term solution to this as well.
Right. A lot of people are in a sense of calm and a steady state environment where the things are working, but they're sitting on these time bombs. And I think that's where they need to take some action, locate those things, bring soft logic in. We can assess those particular solutions and find ways to maintain them and to look after them properly and keep them running reliably for the client.